Hello pals, how you doing? Welcome to twitch.tv/1030. I'm 1030 and you're watching me on the internet right now. How we doing everybody? Welcome in, I hope you're doing wonderful, and also, how's it even going? I hope it's going fantastic for you, whatever you're up to. It's awfully sunny outside, so thank you very much for spending time here. And Fluffy Pink Blonde, this is your Bubble Blast. I'm going to have to figure out all the stuff. Thanks very much, Fluffy. Thing in it, 100% thing in it. Thank you very, very much, Fluffy, for subbing using Amazon Prime. I love Amazon Prime. So thank you very, very much for giving me your Prime sub. How's it going? Welcome in. Hello, yes, it's bland. Yes, it's bland. Got some interesting things literally just delivered, literally just there right now. You might want to have a wee swatch of these. I'm going to open them in just a wee second. Limbo Lim, how you doing? Thank you very much for subbing. Limbo Lim, have you changed your name? Because I don't recognise that name. But you've been subbed for 25 months. So either you've changed your name, or I've just not been paying attention, and I'm beginning to lose the plot, and I'd like to know which of those it is. Hello Right here, hello Beef, how you doing? Hello 87 Roll Duke, hello Bowdy. Hello Terrible Clunt, hello Necknell, Fluffy, Bowdy. So what happened there is, Fluffy subbed during the starting soon screen, right? And when we're in the starting soon screen, all the bubble blast stuff shouldn't happen, but it is happening for some reason. It's called a blocking queue within StreamerBot, and I previously had all of that set up so that it worked brilliantly. And then, also, every time I start streaming, it goes to the Half-Life category. I think that's on Twitch rather than on me. But I think that's me done all of that now. I think that's me fixed all of that sort of stuff. So I need to have a look at StreamerBot and mend the problem that's happening. It was ever since I set up Stone Cold Steve Austin with this thing here, it's ended up all my queues are all upside down. So glad to have helped you test it. Thank you very much for helping me test it. Listen, I've got some really interesting things literally just delivered through the door, and I've not looked at them yet. They are cool, man. So we'll be opening them up live on stream today, maybe even testing them out. What are they? Well, actually, you know about it. It's in the title of the stream. They're new weird CRTs. They're wee tiny televisions. Hello, folks. Hello, Cater Cakes. How's it going? Chameleon, welcome in. Afternoon, folks. Turns out I can't even go to Yorkshire with 13 degrees weather and a moderate UV index in April without getting some sunburn. Well, I mean, it's a nice day. It's quite a nice day. I was out earlier on. I was at Fred to go a walk. Fred's got mad neurotic tendencies, right? So I managed to get him across the road and walking a wee bit, and then he remembered that he was scared of being outside. So he just went, oh, fuck. Hello, 5 Go Wild on YouTube. Welcome in, YouTube. And if you're on YouTube and you're wondering who I'm talking to, it's all the wonderful people on Twitch. I'm live right now, twitch.tv/1030 is how you type it in, but to say it out loud, it's 1030. Spurunk, how you doing? Thank you very much for subbing using Amazon Prime. Welcome in, Spurunk. I love Prime subs, so thank you very much, Fluffy, Limbo Lim, and Spurunk for giving us your Prime subs. How's it all going, everybody? Hope you're having a wonderful time. Beneath the Headphones, Steph Make Stuff, Bowdy, Graham, Terrible Clint. Yes, it's Bland Martin. All the cool people are in. Who have I missed? Another Brian, Bally. How we doing? Martin, Lucy, Kelly, Avgas. What's even happening? Rhinoceros. So remember, if you are enjoying the music from my starting soon screen, it's my mate Paul that does it. And Quiet and Peaceful Man is the name that he does things under. So that SoundCloud and YouTube is in the in Hal. There you go. Super Sausage Fish, thank you very much for resubbing. How's it going? And hiya. Are you all alright? Fluffy, you didn't break the thing. The thing was already broken. You used it exactly as it was intended, but it's just broken, so I need to spend a wee bit of time on it. Basin Brace says, sun's out, got the leaf blower and garden vacuum out. That sounds dynamite, man. Not even your Prime account? Fucking yes, man. Thank you very much. Hello, Aditya. Radio Rendell, welcome in. Goodness me, is it sub day today? Hello, Flower Buffet. Thank you very much. Prime sub for you. Thank you very much. He's all your Prime subs, man. Pure thing a Prime sub for everybody. I love Prime subs. Rhinoceros says streaming is just 85% problem solving. Aye. 100% and 15% drama. Stone Cold has stunned your stream. Aye. You could say that. Stone Cold broke my monitor. I still need to have a wee look at the monitor. Bally, you're a tiny television. Teeny Teletubes, D-pad. Will we open one up just now? So I'm looking forward to this. Are we watching the Switch 2 stream at 2? Husey, I don't think I will watch the Switch 2 stream at 2. I'm not really a Nintendo man myself. I got Rachel a Nintendo Switch a couple of years ago for her birthday. It was like a birthday and Christmas thing combined. And she likes it, but she was just, I was telling her to stream. I was telling her to come onto my channel and just sit and have a stream. And she didn't say no. She was just like, I don't know what to talk about. And I'm like, they'll all have things to talk to you about. Because she doesn't really know what she's doing on Animal Crossing for the Switch. But she's playing it away. And she's like, I don't know what I'm doing here. Like, I'm having fun. I think she's saving up bells to get some shelves or something like that. But she's like, I've honestly no idea what the fuck to do. And I'm like, well, get on the stream and they'll all tell you all the things. She's like, oh, maybe. So I might actually be sort of subletting my stream schedule and we can get Rachel on one day. I'll mod, you know what I mean? I'll sit out of shot and I'll sit and I'll mod just to see how it goes. I think it would be quite fun. But me, myself, never really been a Nintendo guy. I was a Sega guy, then I was a PlayStation guy, then I was a PC guy. So for the Switch 2 thing, I'll just read the headlines once it's all over and done with. Hello SSRIs, Relax It's Max says, can't be long, about to go for a deep tissue massage. That sounds amazing, Relax It's Max. I think I need one of them. Bali is in with a bit of good news, and listen, it's good news season, everybody. It's good news season. My good news is I've just got 2 things through the post. And I want to know what your good news is. See if you've got any good news, big or small, please put it in the chat. Bali is in with a bit of good news. First good news of the day. Finished Severance Season 1 last night. What an ending, by the way. No spoilers, but what an ending, by the way, Bali. It'd be interesting what you think of Season 2. Because a lot of people who rinsed Season 1 and just watched them all back to back didn't like Season 2. And be interesting to see what you think of it. So get tore into Season 2. Bali, that's some good news. I forgot how Season 1 ends. Don't tell me, because spoilers. Other good news that I've had today, that's my own personal good news, and this is disgusting. Pippa, my wee dog, had like a wee sore bit on her back. Managed to get that out. Had to wash my hands about 3 or 4 times, won't go into detail. But her wee sore bit is now out and she feels a lot better and she's running about with an extra wee wiggle in her step. So that's good. But it wasn't very good. It was a bit stinky. I think it was like a dog blackhead or something like that. It's fucking weird. How deep? Not that deep, but she's a wee tiny dog. So, do you know what I mean? Even just 5 mil is like a big deal for her. Back on the SSRI says, good news, left work last night with a machine making grinding noises and ballsing up. Fixed it this morning like a boss lord. Fucking buzzing. SSRIs, what type of machine was it? Feel free to not answer that because it might dox the industry that you work in. Arno Boko says, good news, me and herself booked our civil partnership for the summer. After 11 years together, it's about time we made it legal. That's amazing, Arno Boko. All the very best to both of you. That's nice, isn't it? And summertime as well. Oh, it's going to be cool. Amazing. Hello, Horrible David. Welcome in. How you doing? That's brilliant. Maximum congratulations, Arno Boko. That's fucking class. Nice one, Fluffy. Also tell her about Twitch Treasure Islands. What's Twitch Treasure Islands? Is that something you do on the thing? Hello, Ultra Wido. Hello, 5G provider, SSRIs. If I've missed anybody, don't take it personal. Hello, WeShed. How's it going? Same, but I have a Switch. Cool. I'd love a Rachel Animal Crossing stream. I think it would be. I think it would be really good. Hello, WeShed. I go Sinclair, Atari, Sega. Well, I mean, if we're really paying attention, my first console was a ZX Spectrum Plus 2, one of the big long grey Atari ones. Then I got an original DMG Game Boy, and then a Sega Master System, and then a Sega Mega Drive, then an Atari 500. No, an Amiga 500, sorry. And then I sold all of that to get a Mega CD. And then I think I sold that to get an Amiga 1200. And then I just moved to PC gaming. Thank you very much for that Bubble Blast. Young Southie, welcome in. Thanks for the Prime sub. How's it going? Welcome in. How's it going? And then when I was much older, I bought an Xbox 360. Barely touched it. I bought it after it was fashionable. And similarly with PS2s, the PS2s were just like really low on stock because it was the end of the cycle. So I think I got 2 PS2s slim for about 20 quid each. And then a long time after that, I ended up just getting consoles, got Commodore 64s, all that sort of stuff. But again, you know, didn't really play them or do anything because by that point I was into PC gaming, which is far superior. Anaboko says, thanks all. Didn't want to get married, and people look at you a bit weird when you say you're getting a civil partnership as a man and a woman instead of marriage. I don't know. I mean, you do. See, the thing about partnerships and weddings and all that sort of stuff, right? It's about you, isn't it? It's about you and your partner. And everybody else who's got an opinion, really at the end of the day can go fuck themselves. Really, if you think about it. So lots of stress and weddings and all that sort of stuff of like, right, who do I invite? Do I invite them? But could I sit that person next to that person? But I can't invite them and no invite. Fuck all of that, man. Oh, it sounds humming. So for anybody thinking about all of this sort of stuff, I mean, it's easier to say fuck the law to them and ignore the repercussions. But really, if you think about it, I think there's a wasp in the room. I'm distracted. It sounds like yous are doing what yous are wanting to do. I think if I was to get married, I would just disappear. Rachel and I would just go to Las Vegas or something like that. Maybe phone our parents beforehand. Video call. All right, look what we're doing. Something like that. I don't know. But I can't be bothered with all the fuss of all of that sort of stuff. Could have got a few million views on YouTube for that. I could have. Avgas has got a job interview today, assuming that's good news, but we never really know, do we? Well, even if it's an unsuccessful job interview, which I'm predicting it isn't, and I'm quite good at, I predict this is a successful one. But even for people that do, like other people that go through unsuccessful job interviews, it's still good news, isn't it? Like the process of applying and going and getting an interview and all that sort of stuff. The bare minimum, it's practice. And remember the thing that I say all the time about the STAR system, situation, task, action, result. Meaning if you're going for any interview for a job or a university or a college course or whatever else, look up the STAR system as a way of answering questions. Back on this, I says CNC router. It was a belt slipping and I found a loose bolt. Absolutely love fixed machines. Amazing. Absolutely love CNC routers. Where are you... Back on the SSRIs, where are you based? And in the past, have I previously scoped out if you'd be up for doing some CNC routing for me? As soon as anybody mentions that they've got any CNC equipment, I'm like, pure sniffing about them, man. Here, here, What do you do? Do you do metal as well? Have you got any like water jet, any laser cutters, anything like that? Mr. Shamfer, welcome in. Thank you very much for resubbing. How's it going? Thanks for the sub, Shamfer. What's even happening? Listen, everybody, I'm about to open this, and here's the deal. I've actually got two of them. What are they? Cool wee fucking things. Wait till you see these. I'm going to see if I can get them working. Mr. Shamfer, Young Southie, Flower Buffet, Super Sausage Fish, Spelunk, Limbo Lim, and Fluffy, thank you very much for all your wonderful attention. I got a PS2 for a skip. That's fucking class right here. I only wanted the Sega CD for the Scuddy FMV games. Turns out, I don't even think there was nudity in Night Trap, was there? It was an 18, unless there was any other Scuddy FMV games. The only FMV games I had was Road Avenger, that I was speaking about last stream. And I did get Night Trap. And Sonic CD had an FMV intro. But the Mega CD wasn't brilliant. The games on it weren't that great. Sonic CD would have been a lot better if it had the same spin dash mechanism as Sonic 2, but I never get any Sonic CD. I just thought it was bad. I think it was a different team that made that than the other games. Wasn't very good. Chameleon says, I keep doing stuff like that. I buy a bunch of stuff to mod a console, install the mod, check that it works, and basically don't play it again. Aye, Chameleon. Chameleon, I've done that recently with 3 Game Boys, 2 Mega Drives, and the rest. Exactly. Lots of emulation things. So I'll get an SD card, arrange all my ROMs, get all the artwork, make sure it's all labelled correctly, remove like all the shareware pish, all of that, spend about a week getting it all set up, never touch it. Never touch it. Who actually wants to play games? You know what I mean? We're inviting no one, it's just us and 2 witnesses. Amazing. Kate, you're invited to my wedding, don't worry. Patchimus, I'm not getting married. No. We're talking about Arno Boko is having a civil partnership, and because I'm a streamer and I've got a problem with ego, I've taken their good news and just started talking about myself. In a hypothetical situation, I'm not getting married. Don't worry about it. Still available? Well, I'm not actually. I'm taken, but no married. Hello, Patchimus. How's it going? Weeshed says get married, need a good party. It's awfully dear though. Weeshed, isn't it? Very expensive. Buy maybe. Hold on, my phone's going. It's fine. It's fine. Buy. Wait till you see what's in here. I'm really looking forward to opening this up. I'm in Brighton. Did you mention doing stuff? Distance might be an issue. That's fine. Cool. Okay, I retract my. But all the very best with your CNC machine fixing. That's dynamite. Bally's like, still close enough? Nah, I think transporting things might be difficult. D-Pad says I've got a laser cutter at work. Fucking yes, man. I might be needing a laser cutter soon for this exact project. So, Yes It's Bland, who might be in chat still, is looking at building. Well, is in the middle for the past. Sorry, I was trying to read and talk at the same time. I can't do that, as it turns out. Yes It's Bland is in the middle of building escape rooms in a really cool spot in Glasgow, and I think we'll probably do a stream from the escape room location at some point, right? And it looks amazing, man. It's such a cool business venture, and everybody's cool in there, and I was having a wee look around, and it's brilliant. So what I'm doing for this is building 2 separate things, right? One of the things is more or less done. I went to install it, and the cables for the prototype were too short to actually install it in the actual place. So I've had to buy some of these, and that's me now got some of these. So I can now go in and install the thing. So it's basically buttons, and if you push them in the right order, a song plays and then a wee door opens, and I've rigged all of that up, and I just need to install it and it's going to be good. So that's that thing done, kinda, except for finishing it, which I'm just thinking anyway, right? So that's that one done. The other thing is a spaceship themed intercom device, right? So when the people are in the escape room, they might get stuck. And I don't know, for anybody who hasn't done an escape room before, when you go in, you're assigned a games master. Nothing to do with Dominic Diamond, but your games master's the person that works there, right? So they'll just make sure you're having a good time. They'll take you and introduce you to the thing and stuff, then just leave you to solve all the puzzles. But see if you get stuck or something, or if you're not having a good time, the games master can help you out. And depending on what escape room you're in, there's different ways of communicating with your games master. So this one that I'm working on is a space themed thing, right? So you're on a spaceship and all the power's out and you're sort of slowly getting sucked into a big black hole and you need to fix things and all of that sort of stuff to get the power back online, re-engaged, and fly off and save the day, right? So, for that particular escape room, it wouldn't really make sense if you're stuck, right, to call the games master and a member of staff just pokes their head through the door and is like, try that symbol up on the wall or whatever to give you a clue just by sticking their head through the door. We were thinking, wouldn't it be cool if you need help, if you need to talk to the games master, you could send them a communications blast, right? So the games master will be in character and they'll be on a different ship. So you use the comms station in your spaceship and it'll be like blip, 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 something like that. And then a character for a different ship will appear like on a wee readout thing. And then they'll be able to help you. You know what I mean? It would just be a lot more immersive and fun and everything like that. So it was my task to look at how to arrange a video intercom thing. And the problems ended up being a wee bit more tricky than what I originally thought. So I've tried and failed a couple of different solutions. Then I realised the video doesn't need to be in HD. Because a big part of it was like trying to automate an HDMI video switch and getting it all working without a computer. Because if a computer's involved, the software can crash or the settings can be different or it needs to be restarted or the power can't be pulled for the wall or anything like that without safely shutting down, all of that pish. And here's the thing, I'm building this, but I won't be there. And this is designed to just go on for years, basically, right? So it needs to be fairly robust and it needs to not need maintenance. And so for that reason, a computer is out the window. I don't have time to like train staff and all of that on how to use StreamerBot and all of that sort of stuff, right? So I've decided, wouldn't it be cool if the video interface that you've got with this person is in standard definition? And I'm thinking, wouldn't it be cool if it used like CRT monitors, kind of like the Alien film? And it would feel sort of retro futuristic. And as soon as I started thinking along the lines, I was getting butterflies in my tummy and I was like, this is fucking cool. I'm using the word tummy ironically because that guy Billy Cool said the tummy thing. Mr. Shamfer, thank you very much for subbing. Welcome in, Mr. Shamfer. Thanks for 49 months. Thank you for 49 months, Mr. Shamfer. And Digital Falcon, thank you very much for your Prime sub and 7 months. Mr. Shamfer, Digital Falcon, thank you very, very much. If you're just in, I'm talking about these things that I got delivered. So instead of having a big, heavy CRT like this in the place, because if I had access to a big heavy CRT, I'd fucking just be using it and I would add it to this totem that I'm building. So instead of that, I found these. Check these out. You ready? I've not even seen this. We ready? Horrible David, you had a Panasonic 3DO. Jings. Look at this. Look at this. So I'm going to try and get these working today. These are new, old stock. Man, this looks like a right laugh. Oh, here. Oh, this is brilliant. This is even better than the one that was on YouTube. Look at this. So this is a very, very fun style of CRT television where the screen is curved, right? And the tube is here. And the tube is firing electrons at a curved phosphorus screen. So when you're looking at the CRT telly, you're actually looking through the beam onto the screen. So it's only black and white, right? Which I think might add to the whole vibe. Imagine like a black and white video comms transmission on a spaceship. I think it's cool, man. All right, Funko, how's it going? I hadn't seen one of these before until maybe last week or something. John Atfield, how's it going? Welcome in, mate. Kate, I absolutely love that you love being married. That's brilliant. So look at this, man. It's absolutely perfect, isn't it? And guess how much? You don't need to. 20 quid? It was only 20 quid. What? So I got two. So it still has a flyback in it, but it's only 12 volts input, so it doesn't take mains voltage, right? It's only 12 volts. 20 quid. I should have bought them all. Well, I bought two for this project, and then for myself, I'm going to get another one at some point. But look, I mean, they're roughly the same size as these wee monitors up here, except these wee monitors up here are proper old WWF ones, do you know what I mean, that you lift out of the announcer table before you stick somebody through it. So these are chunky, these go back quite a bit. Whereas with this, oof, look at how slimline this is, eh? And it only takes 12 volts. And I'm a wee bit concerned about the capacitors in it, right? Because it's never been used, right? But it is old stock, new old stock. So some of the caps might be a wee bit dodgy, so I'll need to have a wee look at them and see if any of them are electrolytic capacitors. But I've been looking on YouTube at these, right? And there's a guy on YouTube who has spotted that you need to add some potentiometers in here in order to adjust the brightness and stuff. And then you need to like solder stuff in here for the power. But I'm just looking at the ones that I've got. In the bit where he had to add potentiometers, I've got a wee daughter board here with some potentiometers already bloody on it. In the wee bit where he had to solder stuff, I've already got an amazing thing here, so it turns out I don't need to solder anything. So this is really cool, man. So we will be using this to build a thing, build an intercom. But I think for today, and it's glass. Hear that? It's glass, man. So it's a proper CRT glass tube, black and white. And even though it's tiny and only 12 volts, still kind of dangerous. I mean, there is a high voltage warning here. So here's what it looks like up close. And today, what I would like to do is do a test, right? So I've also got some of these. I'll wait till you see this wee funny guy. So since I'm doing the full thing in standard definition, I was looking online and I was trying to find a standard definition wee camera. And I found this one. So what I would like to do today, just to test it all out, look, just standard def, boom shakalaka. It's got a microphone in it, but we're not using the onboard microphone. We'll be using a different one. Although actually, I wonder how good the onboard microphone might be. That could save a lot of headaches with the old, remember the phone system thing? So what I'm thinking is, the full thing, hold on, I've got my tea to drink. It's a cool wee device, man. So I'm thinking about like building a panel on the wall, kind of like, you know, the health or the recharge bit in Half-Life. So it'll be a wall-mounted cyber panel, right? And I've got a new phone. So this phone is identical to the one that I used to speak to Stone Cold Steve Austin, right? So I'm thinking this will mount into a thing, boop, like that. And then the phone will mount here next to it on some sort of nice panel that I'll probably 3D print. And then what I need to do, on Friday, there is another sub amplifier arriving. So I need 2 amplifiers. I was looking into how to make a duplex audio system thing, intercom. So it's basically an intercom, or well, it is an intercom. So what'll happen is when somebody in the room picks up the phone, it might on the screen say connecting. And on the other side, the Games Master will get a notification, some sort of light will go on or something like that saying they're trying to phone you. So when the Games Master picks up their phone, and I'm thinking just an identical system on the Games Master side. I mean, it doesn't need to look cool on the Games Master side because, you know, it's just like, it's for a member of staff. Doesn't need to look cool for their perspective. But I'm making it look cool anyway, just in case. See, when you're building stuff, it's usually good to build 2, right? Just in case something happens to one of them or whatever. And also so that you've got a backup. So I'm building the same thing twice. So the Games Master's version will look cool. And so what we need is... got a big cable for the buttons. So I've got a 7-core cable for all the buttons. That's for something else. I've got some aviation connectors. So these are like DIN connectors. So is that we can remove the buttons if we need to and like do upgrades and stuff like that. So I've got a big bag of aviation connectors. They're in. I've got loads of these spade connectors. So maybe later tonight, yes, it's planned, or maybe tomorrow, I'll go in and I will rig up all the button thing just as that's done and it's off our plate. We'll see how it goes. And I've got a 20-meter RCA cable. So that's just this sort of cable. Know how for your speakers. You know your RCA, these guys. So that's how the video will be transmitted because all this is standard definition. Analog standard definition. Piece of piss to work with compared to HDMI and all of that sort of stuff. So I don't even think there'll be an Arduino in amongst all of this. Very exciting. So I've got this, 20 meters. And then I've got 20 meters of this. Same thing. And then I've got these things here. So these things will make my life a lot easier. So basically with the phone, right? This is the phone handset. It's not a real phone. This phone is basically a microphone and a speaker. And it's designed to just be used with your computer, basically, or your mobile phone. So it just plugs in via a TRRS, which stands for tip, ring, ring, sleeve, right? And so what I need to do is build a system where I can plug this in and it'll all work. But in order for that to happen, I need to plug that into something. So I bought these. Check it out. This is a mini jack TRRS to just pinouts. Well, it's not pinouts. What do you call these? What do you call that interface? Screw terminals, right? So it means that if I plug that into there, like that, I can then just slot my cables in there, don't need to solder anything. It's all nice and modular and non-destructive. Excellent work, Deepak Chopra. That's very funny. Excellent work. So I think that's everything except from Dr. Spod. You're a tip ring ring sleeve. Dr. Spod, welcome in. Thank you very much for subbing. How's it going? Welcome in. So we've got all of that on the go. And then I've got these. I've not looked at these. So basically the phone needs a preamp and then an amplifier as well. I think it needs both of them. So I haven't created a duplex intercom system before. So I've done a lot of chatting with ChatGPT to figure out a solution. And ChatGPT has recommended these. I can't remember if this is the amp or the preamp, but it's an LM386 based module. I like just working with wee modules so that you don't need to build the circuit round about it. So this takes 12 volts, which is great because everything else takes 12 volts. You know what I mean? So basically this will act like the amplifier for the phone, because see if you've got two of these, you can't just like attach them next to each other. You need a power source and it needs to be amplified and all that sort of stuff. And then the only thing that's missing are switches. So I'm going to 3D print, I've decided, a receiver for the phone to go into. And then when the phone's lifted up, a switch will unswitch that will turn on the audio and visual at the other side of the thing. You know what I mean? So all they need to do is lift up a thing, and then the Games Master will get a notification. When they lift up their thing, we should have full audio video comms between the two stations without using Wi-Fi, without using HDMI, without having to download an app and sign up for all this. I've been through lots of versions of this, and all the other versions were a bit rubbish, whereas it seems like this solution, I'm quite excited about it. So today what I would like to do is find the spec sheet for this. So there's a PDF online for this thing here, and it tells you what these wires do. So two of these wires are for power, and then two of them are for something else. The video in, I think the video signal comes through the other two wires. So you can't get them mixed up. So I need to know which two of these are for power and which two of these are for the video input. Then what I would like to do is connect this boy to the video input here so that we can see. This is quite nice actually. It's all metal. That's actually quite heavy and a nice wee thing. So the end objective for today's stream is to, I wish you could listen into this constantly, but I'm currently cutting 35 squares of wood. Everything looks cool. Dynamite. I will update you with it. Yes, it's bland, and all the very best. I don't have any other questions or anything at this stage. But the objective for today is, also my question is, or maybe we're best texting, what's your availability for me to come in and do the things? Because I think I've now got everything I need to do install the buttons. The camera just powers through the line. No, camera needs separate power. Long Legs, how you doing? Thanks very much for subbing using Prime. Welcome in. How's it going? Thank you very much, Long Legs. Now, the camera is powered via this, which is just 12 volts. So that's how the camera gets power, just in there, 12 volts. And then this one gets powered via 12 volts in here, and everything is 12 volts, which will save a lot of bother when it comes to step-down transformers and all of that sort of stuff. So I feel very confident that this solution is miles better than any other previous solution that I've suggested. However, I still need to program some wee logic things to do with picking up and a switch and switching and relays and all of that. But I think I've got most of the components for the full thing. And it's all fucking cool, man. I'm really happy with this. And then what we need to do is design like a case for it, some sort of wall-mounted, nice comms station. So it is a bit like door intercoms, except custom ones. And I tried to find door intercoms that I could just use off the shelf, but I didn't find any that were exactly what we were after. But I thought you lot would be quite keen to see my new wee tiny CRTs, if you're into it. And without further ado, I think we should maybe go upstairs and get set up with our brand new streaming setup in the loft. And well, I do need to find a data sheet for this telly thing. Used to have a door intercom that had a tube like that in it. Well, I think this is where these came from. I think somebody has found a big supply of intercom things, and so they're selling them as new old stock. So I don't know how old it is, but I've never seen a CRT like it in my life. I'd be quite keen to put it all together and see how it goes. Aye, so you can't just sort of piss about with CRT televisions. You need to be safety conscious because they can actually kill you. They can literally kill you. And I'm assuming, even though this is a wee tiny stupid one that only runs on 12 volts, I'm still sure it can literally kill you as well. High voltage may cause mortal damage, it says on it. So that's good. That's good. So I will try and not induce any mortal damage. Hello to Crooked Fingers, welcome in, how's it going? James has raided AliExpress. Well, no, actually, Amazon, because AliExpress takes a wee while to arrive, whereas we don't have a wee while. All this stuff has to really get built yesterday, basically. So it's all been Amazon, except for these. These were eBay. Can't get them on Amazon. These were eBay. So what I'm going to have to try and do is find the data sheet for this, so as that I know which of these wires are power and which is the video signal. Then I think we just go upstairs and we plug it all in and hope for the best. But it's really cool, like because I've been looking online at people that have been using these in the past, and people in the past that have been using these don't have this wee board here to make nice adjustments to the brightness and contrast. And I'm really glad that this one came with that wee board, because it'll save me a ton of work soldering in some potentiometers. So I think it's all cool. And I'm just trying to see if there's like mounting points on here. There's screw holes here, but I'm thinking the full thing will need to like go into a 3D printed housing, and maybe these two screw points will hold it all in. I don't know what way it'll go, but I really sorry, I've got an itchy nose today. I really like the idea of this phone being next to that on some sort of communications display thing. And then, well, I don't even think it needs a button or anything like that. You just lift it up to make the call, I reckon. Anyway. I'm here all day, all week. Amazing. Yes, it's Blanc. See if you're still in. In fact, I don't need to know this actually, but is there a situation where the Games Master needs to phone the people? Can you imagine that? Or can we just get away with only the people phoning the Games Master? Also, that'll be the last thing I ask you, so feel free to continue cutting your 35 squares. So that's what I'm all about. That's all what's happening today. It's like rust wiring, but in real life, 100%. SSRIs is cutting 40 circles of wood. You always need to do one better, SSRIs, don't you? Always need to do one better. Sorry, I'm not really able to tune in fully because I'm cutting 45 triangles of wood at the moment. Is anybody currently cutting any other shapes of wood? Still very capable of biting you? I don't want to test it. What a great phrase, mortal damage. I check it, so it literally says on it. And so that's a point. I will need to insulate all of this so that people don't get mortal damaged. See that? High voltage may cause mortal damage. So I'm really looking forward to putting this together. And I can't believe how cheap they were as well. Great wee things. So I think I'm going to buy another one just to like have in the house in case I get inspired and a project comes along where I need like a wee slimline interest in CRT. Be quite exciting. Dear me. A lad up the country here wired up his bell to give a fatal electric shock a few years ago because he thought the guards were after him. Well, if the guards weren't after him, they fucking are now. Jings. Jesus Christ. Mortal Damage sounds like 2000 metal band. Aye, Mortal Damage to the new album from Bad Faith Actors. You're cutting in a rational... You're cutting in an irrational number of hypercubes. Aye, fair enough. I think you win then. I think you win, Dr. Spot. I've got dog hair up my nose. Sorry that you're just watching me pick my nose, but I think I've got dog hair just in a nostril or something. It's really aggravating. I was considering sanding some wood. Well, I mean, Martin, it seems to be the time. Funkle says, you've just unlocked a memory of my dad fixing the family telly, which was some sort of 20s Matsui thing, 20-inch Matsui thing, where he had the covers off the back, fucking hell, and had a mirror set up on the chair facing the telly so that he could see if what he was poking at fixed the picture. My child brain thought the act of the telly seeing itself in the mirror was how it was fixing itself. My God. Literally could have died there. Literally could have died. CRT tellies, right, even if they aren't plugged in, still can hold a high enough charge in the flyback transformer. So, see here, maybe can you see it? There's like a suction cup, that bit there. So I can touch this because this hasn't been switched on for about 40 years. And this is the thing, right, that when I was working on the CRT behind me, that's the bit there that I forgot to plug in. Remember when I turned my telly back on? And literally thousands of volts were just sitting fucking centimetres away from me. So that was the time that I nearly, well, not that I nearly died, but just that I was in danger on stream. So I'm going to try really hard and not do that with these. Excuse me. Rhinoceros is cutting multiple shapes as I've got some tunes on. Amazing. You're repairing chicken coops with 4x2s? That's class. Anybody else working on anything or doing things? This will kill you and it'll hurt the entire time, 100%. Mortal damage, it'll be fine, just touch it for a second. Aye, just like... if there's a situation where you somehow need to touch a thing to see if it's live, and I highly recommend not doing that, right? But if it's like a life or death situation and you find yourself in a superhero film or something like that, and you've only got 12 seconds to find out if this electric cable is live, otherwise everybody's going to die and you need to figure out how to do it, don't grab the cable like that to see if it's live, because if it is live, you will grab onto it because all your muscles will tense up, and as soon as you've grabbed onto it, you're fucked. So what you're best doing is not touching it at all. Don't ever touch anything unless you know that it's safe. But if you're in this hypothetical situation, if you use the back of your hand like that, so if it is live, you know what I mean? All your muscles, when they tense up, will sort of tense away from it. But it's not guaranteed, because you could easily just fall into it, or maybe the cable gets caught here, or a billion other ways that you might accidentally die. And the objective of all of these projects is to not die, so think about that. Right, I think we're good. I need to go upstairs and set up the whole stream upstairs. Irish Gamer Girl says, the only story I found when I looked was a gate in Dublin, actually, where a lad electrified it, and a Garda who opened it didn't die because he was wearing gloves. I was sure there was some lad who booby-trapped his house as well. I remember a doorbell. I remember reading on the internet something to do with an electrified doorbell. I do have streamer nose. My dad spent half my childhood on a roof adjusting the antenna. My granddad used to repair TVs and VCRs in the early 90s. I remember he used the same mirror trick, loved watching him work. Class. I might use that mirror trick because I still need to fix this. That, I successfully modified it and it was working great for just a couple of weeks. And then it looks like the colour's sort of draining out it. It started going black. This is a problem for months down the line because I've got other projects on just now. And so I need to diagnose that. What I should do though, before I do anything, there's about 30 or 40 electrolytic capacitors inside the big telly. and they go bad. So when they go bad, things happen that makes the thing stop working, particularly a range of capacitors that were available in the 90s are bad capacitors. So for all sorts of vintage electronic goods, if you want to keep them for a long time and keep them in good condition, you need to replace the capacitors sometimes. And if they go bad, they can explode, they can stop the thing working, and even worse, they can start leaking like spicy juice that corrodes the motherboard and absolutely fucks everything up. So at some point, I'll be doing that on this. That probably won't fix what's up with it though, and then I will need to dig in further. I've honestly spent hours of my life trying to get this into a working situation, and it's a big fucking pain in the arse of a thing. So we'll get round to that in the future. But for today, these baddies, it's these bad boys we're going to try and get up and running and connected with this nice standard definition camera, and it's just going to be brilliant. In at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, innit? How's it going? So does that all sound good? Any questions? Get a dopey wee sidekick to do it? Aye, 100%. When you're working on tellies and stuff like that as well, it's best having one hand in your pocket, so that you don't accidentally grab onto something or whatever. Tellies are scary. Right, let's see what everybody else. You're cutting tiny pixels out of felt? That sounds amazing. Dying on stream's definitely TOS. I will try really hard to not die on stream. And just die in general. I bought a flat in Newcastle to rent out, and I'm doing loads, plastering, tiling, flooring, installing a new kitchen, everything apart from electrics. That's class, chamfer. All the very best with it. I've got a guy coming out to install fibre, and I'm clearing a path where I want him to install it. Hope he's okay with the place. Well, good luck. Fibre internet, though. That's life-changing, that. More knowledge added to my hypothetical situation database I will never use. You might use it somewhere, hypothetically. Same with touching something potentially hot. Interesting. To be safe, make sure you ground one hand before touching anything live. Don't do that. Also, if you're touching anything live, try and sort of like jump off the ground when you touch it. Like that, so that the electricity can't go through your body via your heart and out your feet. Try and sort of insulate yourself by wearing Crocs or something. All this stuff fuels my dream of owning and running a workshop with all sorts of capabilities to make stuff for people in the projects, like 3D or 2D modelling, machining, plasma cutting, welding, fabrication, printing. One-stop shop. Think there's much of a demand for that? I mean, I would be into that. I think there would be a demand. Aye, Shedhouse, I think so. Look at other places that have done similar things. So in Glasgow, we had MacLab, but it shut down. And we had a place called Flux, and I think that shut down. And there's different maker spaces and things like that that have existed, but they all end up shutting down. So before you start the venture, I would look at what difficulties other people had in order to circumvent and alleviate all of that. But I would make use of that. I don't know if your general punters would, but I certainly would. Tell you what else is terrifying, the solenoids and pinball tables. A pal of mine had a couple and I worked on them. They'll take your finger off. Jings. It could be very strong, I'd imagine. Also, I would imagine lots of just high voltage stuff on the inside. I've never been on an inside of a pinball table. The cutting and routing have big demand. 3D and 2D printing, not so much. I don't know if I would want to do 3D printing for somebody else. See, for the public, because in order to get something 3D printed, it kind of needs to be designed well, because there's different considerations that you need to make when you're 3D printing something. And so a lot of it will be trying to manage the public's expectations, or doing, 3D modeling. I think that would be quite a big headache, is like prepping things to be 3D printed. Is that a 16:9 GVC? No, it isn't. It's a 4x3. I've just got a box in front of it. Bad capacitors when the charge is just too much and you cannot even anymore. Aye, and you get all leaky. Worst part about being an adult is being responsible for stuff just breaking for no reason. Aye. Especially if you're into vintage things. Bad faith capacitors, there you go. 100%. Lads run over tower block pirate radio stations used to concrete up the door to the studio and have live wires running through the concrete. They would abseil into the studio. Fucking hell. I want to see a documentary about that. Hi Llama. What we're doing today is not dying on stream because I'm building an escape room thing for Yes It's Bland, and I've just got these delivered. So I've got two of these wee cuties. They're CRT televisions, but wee thin ones like this. So the flyback transformer and tube and all of that is here. And that like spits out the electrons onto a curved screen. And look at that. So the objective of today is to rig up a standard definition video camera, which I haven't tested, into this, power it all together, and just see if anything sparks. And if it doesn't spark, then my idea for the escape room intercom thing will just be absolutely brilliant. I'm really, really looking forward to it. So it's standard definition analog video, and it's black and white, and it's on a CRT. Dead cool, man. Dead cool. And hello, Llama, and welcome in, Llama. And how you doing, Llama? So I think it's time to head upstairs, maybe. I think it's time to do a wee upstairs heading, and we will set up, for anybody who hasn't seen my new loft setup, it's a wee bit untidy, right? But I've got tons of new cameras and all of that all around my loft. Oh, I need to take up that iPad as well, remind me. The 2D and 3D printer are too easy to enter the market in. CNC and laser cutting is not. There's a lot of money in it. I can offer advice if needed. Amazing. That would be class. Look at that. Look at industry happening in my Twitch chat. It's absolutely brilliant. To prevent raids and rival stations and the authorities, of course. That's fucking cool too, Crooked Fingers. I spotted that you can create your own pirate radio transmission thing using a Raspberry Pi. However, the antenna can leak into bands that are reserved for emergency broadcasts. So I did it once and I set it all up and it did work. I was able to transmit audio into a nearby radio, just like in The Simpsons. Remember the whole Timmy O'Toole down the well thing? So I was able to set that up, no bother. But I only tested it for like 3 or 4 seconds because potentially I could have been leeching into sacred radio bands that like ambulances and stuff like that use. We've got a makerspace in Brighton, which has been going for years. It's like a membership deal. They seem to be doing okay. Not sure what the deal is. Lots of greasy men from what I can tell. Dynamite. I mean, greasy men need a place to go. You know? I guess the demand settles down after the first wave of people doing whatever they need at the makerspace. Need to market it to continuously for people to remember the service, and then you risk overstretching and wasting too much on tools and expertise to cater to every little need. I think if I was to set up something like that, I would just start with one thing and I would try and do it really well, like laser cutting, right? Try and do it really well, and also not limit it to people who are in close proximity. So maybe have like an online service or something so that people could send in vector artwork, they could get it all cut, you could even send it back to them or something like that. And then in order to get press and PR or whatever, I would reach out to local artists or other types of makers that are established and try and work with them to get a couple of projects off the ground so that then you could photograph what the result looks like. You know what I mean? And then you could use those photographs to then maybe get more custom in. And if that gets big, then maybe, you know, get a water jet cutter or get, I mean, see the Bamboo Labs 3D printers that they've got just now? I think they would be a lot easier to maintain and stuff than your the ones I've got upstairs. I wouldn't like to run a 3D printer business with the printers that I've got. But if you've got some Bamboo Labs printers, they more or less do it all themselves. You know what I mean? So that could be like a fun venture. I would imagine the difficulty with it all would be the social aspect of people coming in and wanting a thing, and then you tell them how much it is, and then you don't hear from them again. Anyway. By the way, 1030, did your extra batch of ELP cams come from a different lens? How are they? Pedropolis, I only got 3, so I didn't get 6. And the 3 came with the lenses that I was after. So all good. But they ran out, and I really wanted 6 so that we could do that whole cross-eyed magic eye thing. But they were sold out by the time I got that idea. So I should have just bought 6 in the first place because they were so cheap, man. Rewild, thank you very much for the hydrate. Unfortunately, I don't have any water near me and I finished my tea, so I can't hydrate currently. But I will go next door and I will get all hydrated up. That's what I've been thinking. Start with one process and try to grow. Aye. Seems really fun, doesn't it? I'd imagine that most people who go to a makerspace would very, very quickly outgrow the facilities and environment. I mean, I don't know. Like, if I had somewhere in Glasgow that could CNC cut me Baltic birch plywood and MDF and stuff like that, I think I would use it twice, maybe 3 times a year. If I didn't have 3D printers here, I occasionally would use them for that as well. Metal cutting and metal fabrication, I mean, I don't know if it's, I don't know. What I'm really looking for somebody is just now is somebody that can work with sheet aluminium, who's got access to a brake, so they could cut out some thin sheet aluminium and then bend it for me. So I need that for R2-D2's feet. Smart How 1030 would just wither up like the Emperor in Star Wars and just die on stream if someone didn't redeem hydrate. I would. I don't drink, and I should drink more water, but I don't know where my water is. Anyway, my most profitable work has been small production runs for other local small and medium businesses. Definitely worth pursuing that, as well as one-offs and prototypes. Pedropolis, is it the new Glasgow makerspace, and do they have all of that sort of stuff? I'd expect you can cut the wood or MDF wherever you buy it. No, Martin, I'm talking about like CNC cutting it. So like cutting special shapes in it and stuff like that. So if you buy wood or MDF, they can like do big normal cuts through it. But I'm talking about like, you know, stuff that's a bit more involved. Curves and things like that and shapes. But if you go to B&Q and buy some wood, you can usually say, could you cut it into 2 for me, or could you take so much off the side or whatever. I can't work with sheet aluminium, but I could work with good aluminium. That's very funny, 87 Logic. Haha. Edinburgh Hack Lab has a sheet metal brake. Interesting. Not being the Glasgow one, but I dropped a link to their Discord and you... Aye. So I was going to go to that, and I know somebody that's in it. Somebody that was in that is the partner of somebody else that I know. So I keep meaning to check that out, but I don't know if they've got kit or if it's just like hanging out and talking about hacking and Pokemon and Sonic the Hedgehog. But I'd be quite keen to attend some of these things because it's good to find your people, isn't it? And I think the people are my people. Okie dokie. So, what do we need? We're going to go upstairs in a wee minute. But before I do, I would quite like to find out over here, see these cables? So these cables here, 2 of them are for power. These ones, 2 of them are for power, and another 2 are for a video signal to be fed in. And that video signal is going to come from this wee camera here. and it'll just be this yellow cable here. Blop, that'll be one. But I don't know which is for power and which is for video. And I wonder if it's marked on the PCB. Nah. Nah. Nah, nah. I mean, I could figure it out because one of them goes directly to a big transformer. But instead of doing, here, there's maybe a wee bit of mold on here. Maybe need to give it a wee slight clean. Nah, I think it's just solder stuff. Need to give this a wee examine. Make sure it'll last for a long time. But it's a cool wee device, man. Quite a cool wee device, and I wonder how long this has been sitting in a warehouse somewhere. So I'll need to do some extensive testing, make sure it won't explode if it's left on for 15 hours at a time or whatever. Not that it will, because I'm going to just cut the power when it's not in the middle of a call. So it'll only really work intermittently. Cool, so let's see if we can find the sheet for this. I bought a wee vice held brake, does up to 6-inch pieces just fine. Oh, a nice one, Neil. I'll need to have a look at R2D2 feet, but that's a project for years down the line. Well, for months down the line. My local hackspace has a laser cutter. I know the guy that owns it, I'm sure would be open to a bit of work for you. That would be cool, Bowdy. I used to get this sort of stuff done when I was a tutor in the art school. So the art school have got like a tech aid department, and they've got access to all of that sort of stuff. So I would usually just try and see if I could wangle it down there. But I don't work in the art school anymore because it went on fire twice. And after the second one, I was like, fuck this, I'm away. And thus, I've lost access to the laser cutter and things that I had. I was considering buying a wood router once to make fancy details around the apartment. Routers are cool wee things. Did you see the video echo vid I stuck on Discord? It's wild. No, I didn't. What is it? Mysterious on fire. You can't prove a thing, Funko. You can't prove a thing. Let's go to YouTube, right? Because on YouTube, in my history of watched videos, there's a video where a guy was messing about with this exact CRT that I've got, and he was able to find a wee data sheet. Oh, actually, see, instead of doing that, let's just go straight to eBay, where I think the data sheet was provided for me. So I know you can't see my screen just now because I might dox my postcode or something like that. So I'm getting to the eBay listing that I... my eBay. Purchase history. That one. So it cost me £54 for 2 of them. Which is not bad, by the way. Cheap wee things. And then... I think this came with a data sheet on eBay itself. Yes, it did. Boom shakalaka. There we go. And let's just... I will put this in a new window so that you don't see any eBay stuff. Okay. So here's the data sheet for these wee CRTs that I've got. And other people that I've saw on the internet basically didn't have this here, that bit here, and this wee cable bit here, right? So they had to sort of solder into it themselves, and it looked like a pain in the arse. And I was perfectly prepared to do that, but mine came with those cables, so it means that I don't need to solder in or do anything myself. All I need to do is figure out which of these is for the video signal and which of these is for power. And it looks like here, the 12-volt power, if we follow that along, goes into the rightmost pin here, right? Which is quite annoying because on my pinout, the power... they've not used the right cables here. So the power line on mine is a black cable. And the 2 middle grounds, one of them's a red cable, one of them's a black cable, They should both be black. And then the video signal, which should be a yellow cable, is actually red. So that's very confusing. But I'm going to just go with what the pinouts are. And so power, ground, ground. So if we right to left, it's power, ground, ground, video. And then here, to change the brightness and contrast, I was expecting I had to solder in some tiny potentiometers, and I've got them all looked out upstairs. I was going to solder them in today, but I don't need to because my system here already comes with 2 wee potentiometers plugged in. So it should be fairly easy to do this, unless I bugger it up and it goes bang. But I'll try not to do that. I will try not to do that. So what I would like to do just now is just write down what I can see here and take that upstairs. Can I show you that? That's some sensitive... Oh, here. I got a letter through today from Company's House telling me that I've properly set up my limited company for the Screwbase Pip film. So that's it, all official and incorporated and everything else. 1030 Studio is now a proper, actual, real company. So that's good, isn't it? I might order a curry or something tonight to celebrate. Kiriami, thank you very much for subbing. Welcome in. Happy haircut. This is a couple of weeks old, this haircut, Kiriami, but thank you very much. Thanks for your 21 months as well. Jings. Boy, 1030 Studio. Aye, it's good. It's good, isn't it? Big business, boy, 100%. I was going to try and resurrect Two Stripe because I really like the name Two Stripe, and the logo for Two Stripe's really good. But I thought it's time to lean into 1030 in it. So it's registered for motion picture activities, and we'll be using it. We've got a meeting tomorrow. Pip and Cade and I've got a meeting to speak to a locations guy for the area that we're intending to film in as well. And so there's a lot of movement happening on that. It's quite exciting. And I've now got a credit card. This'll be silly. Why am I thinking it would be a good idea to flash my card in front of you on stream? But I'm going to do it anyway. And I will show you. I will show you this. On the back of my card, it says James Houston, 1030 Studio Limited. How class is that? Well, it's not a credit card, it's, I think, a debit card. Also, there's no money in it. Also, to differentiate that from the rest of my cards, I drew my logo on it. I got all excited. And then I realised when I drew my logo on it, it doesn't actually look very good. And I well could have done it better. But hey ho. Hey ho. I just got all excited, man. Anyway. There's no money in it. Right, so I'll put that over there because they're my numbers that I need. I've got an iPad behind me that I need to fix and shugle all the stuff upstairs. We're taking up these 2 wee CRT things, and I'm taking up this camera. Do you want to go up to the loft, everybody? I think it's time to go up the bloody loft. I couldn't resist just drawing my wee logo on it. I thought it'd be a laugh. And that there, the wee hand-drawn logo, reduces any business credibility that having a business card would give me. Do you know what I mean? See, if I'm out and about and I'll be like, I'll just put it on the business card. Somebody will be like, oh shit, man, this guy, Billy Big Boy's over here with a business card. Then I get it out and I've just like, fucking drawn something on it. Like this. So I'm keeping it real. You know what I mean? Keeping it real. Right, let's close this up. and close this up. I just got too excited. We'll close this up. But I'm very, very keen to see what like these are going to be. So apparently these CRTs are not PAL and they're not NST either. You put a signal in and then you adjust some potentiometers until it just shows what you want it to see. Allegedly. So this wee camera here definitely is PAL. I should have two of these. Let me check to see if I do have two. Aye, I've got two. I think that's everything I need to go upstairs with. I'll stick them in this box, which doesn't have my address on it. And, sorry, I've got streamer nose, everybody. I've got a really itchy nose. Sorry for howking at my nose. Let's put this over here. Let's put this in here. Let's put that in there. Are you excited? I'm, for some reason, I build things all the time, right? But see, for some reason, just because I've got some tiny cute CRT monitors that are black and white and a bit shit, I'm well excited to see how this is going to go. Arnaboko says, some cunt set up a limited... Oh, by the way, you don't need to censor swear words in my chat, unless you want to. You're more than welcome to not do it, but it's down to your own personal preference. Arnaboko says, some cunt set up a limited company under my address. Absolute nightmare to get it removed. Took months. Company's house acted like it was my fault. Jesus Christ. Well, what I've done is, my limited company, I can't remember who it was in chat, so my apologies. Bromo69, thanks very much. Studio Celebration Blast. Thank you very much, Bromo. Here, let's get some Studio Celebration lights on. That was nearly cool. Studio Celebration times. Somebody mentioned in chat, and I'm sorry if it was you and I forgot who it was, that being a streamer might be kind of dangerous to register the business at my home address because some of you are psychos. Some of you are psychos. I know that for the past. Most of you, absolutely fine. Some of you, though, psychos, right? And so if I've registered a business at company's house under my home address, it means that the psychos of you would be able to just look up where I live and come to my house and stab me, right? Which was a genuine threat a couple of years ago. It genuinely was. I had to get police at the door and all of that. So I've set it up at 272 Bath Street in like this business place. Only costs, I think, like £50 a year or something like that. And any correspondence from company's house or HMRC or anything that goes to that address gets forwarded to me. And it looks as if I've got like an established business premises. It's a cool thing. I think it's like 50 quid or something a year. So quite into that. How is Monzo, by the way? I'm thinking about going to an online-only bank. I haven't had any bother with them, Charlie. I'm not on Monzo Pro or anything, but I've been using them now for a couple of years. I've got 2 bank accounts. I've got like my legacy one with an actual real bank. I haven't had any bother with Monzo at all. The app's alright. I've not really used it to do anything fancy with, though. I'm not like a pro banker, you know what I mean? But it's alright. It's alright. As far as banks go, seems to be alright. I don't know if they've got like good ISA percentages or anything like that. Valdrakian! Valdrakian, how's it going? Thank you very, very much for the raid. Welcome in, everybody. If you're just joining from Valdrakian's raid, welcome in. How's it going? I'm 1030. My pronouns are he, him. And you've came in at an amazing time because I've just showed off my new toys. My new well, I'm not going to show you. We're taking them upstairs, right? We're going up to the loft right now where I've got an electronics workshop. We're going to open up a CRT television. Can you believe a CRT television is in this box? It's a cool wee interesting one. We're going to try and set it all up. We're going to do some bespoke analog video, full system duplex intercom circuit design. and I'm really looking forward to it. Valdrakian, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome in, raiders, and be sure to follow if you're not already following. Thanks very much for that. So it's not a PO box. Thumb chop, so a PO box is a different thing, and you can't set up a PO box. You can't set up a company using a PO box as the address. It needs to be a physical address. Whereas this company that I'm using isn't a PO box. It's more or less a PO box. But the previous company that I had a company called Two Stripe Limited, where, not this shirt, but we sold t-shirts. And that was set up at the same place, and it worked great, man. It worked brilliant. Get you, Mr. Two bank accounts? I know. Well, my other one is still technically a student account that I've had for about 15 years ago. I don't know why I set up another one. I got the Monzo Premium recently. Was good value just for the phone and travel insurance. Really, Bromo? I've not even looked into it. So phone insurance or like a phone tariff? Check me out getting excited about like phone insurance. Valdrakian, thank you so much for the raid. Rhinoceros says, the bill splitting thing is great when you go out for dinner or anything with your pals. Oh, aye. Savings book at Abbey National? Nah. Good pre-evening, 10:30 and all. I hope you're grand. Thank you kindly. Shows your toys. Aye, so it's a small CRT, sorry. So since you raided, I'll show you what's up, because it will take me about fucking 20 minutes to get upstairs. But this is what we're talking. They've just arrived. Got them off eBay today. So I've got two of these. They're tiny CRT televisions where the gun is here and it's like firing electrons onto like a curved phosphor screen. So it's lo-fi, analog, black and white, standard definition, raw video signal. And I can't wait to get it set up. So if I had my shit together, the loft would already be set up, but I don't have my shit together, so it'll take me a wee while to plug everything in. But also I need to clean up my loft, because I might have some visitors this weekend, and I'll be doing a tour of all my many rooms. I thought that's what PO boxes were used for. I revel in my ignorance. A PO box is just like, see if I wanted to give an address to you lot, right? If I was doing a competition, right? Everybody who wants to draw me and the winner gets a tenner. Do you know what I mean? Then I would get you all to send your drawings to a PO box. But if you're a company, you can't hide behind a PO box for some reason. I only know this for about a week ago because I've had to set up a thing. John the Human says you're just saying words now. The address is a PO box in the Cayman Islands, 100%. Cheers, Valdrakian. Phone insurance and worldwide travel insurance. I think it's £17 a month, and you get a free sausage roll for Greg's every week. Are you kidding about the sausage roll? Here, that's how to get me to sign up to your bank account, is if you've got one of the bonuses as a free sausage roll for Greg's every week. That's hilarious. Can I get a vegan sausage roll if I want, or does it need to be like a full fat animal sausage roll? That's hilarious, man. Right, it's time to head upstairs, folks. This'll take me. You literally get a sausage roll for Greg's every week. I'll be off to claim this week's today. That's class, man. I mean, it would be cheaper if I just went in and bought a sausage roll every week, but there's something about being entitled to a free sausage roll every week that makes me consider, for the first time ever, like a paid-for bank account. That's amazing, man. Who remembers when O2 used to give free Boots meal deal with the phone contracts? I don't, but interesting. Remember Orange Wednesdays and you could go to the cinema and all of that? Orange as a phone company. Very popular among the Protestants. Very, very popular network for Protestants. Right, let's head upstairs. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. We're going to do it. Let's do it. Free cheeseburger with a student card back in the day. Who remembers the Young Scot card for all sorts of deals and everything else? Two things. Freddie's security bark has just been activated, so I need to look at all my security cameras. Because remember earlier on I was talking about folks stabbing me. I think we're all clear, Freddie. Thank you, though. Thanks very much. Don't think anybody's ready to stab me. Yeah, I think we're all good. I think we're all good. Young Scott still exists. About to apply for one for my son. That was one of the most exciting parts of being that age. Monzo Perks is £7 and also gets the free Gregs. Interesting. I might have a wee look into it. I've had Monzo for a bit and I've not really like taken advantage of it. I've not really used it for much. What I would say is my bank cards that I've got through from them. Remember old bank cards? They used to have like recessed text. So your name and the account number and stuff like that would sort of be like punched up a wee bit, embossed. Embossed is the word. These bank cards that came through don't have embossed text. I was like, oh, it's just printed on. But I'm thinking that's probably because of checks. Do you remember checks? Where they would put the card in the bit and go like, and ink would use the embossing to like, something like that. But I guess nobody uses checks anymore. So I guess that's why they've got rid of embossed text. Can't quickly take a copy of the numbers. I guess so. Well, Llama, I'm thinking that's why the text was embossed. But I don't remember. I remember owning a checkbook, but I think I was like fucking 9 years old or something at the time. And I only ever used it to send £1.50 to the Dennis the Menace fan club. I wrote out a cheque when I was a wee boy. I got like a Nasher badge. Anybody remember the Dennis the Menace fan club back in the day? But I don't think I ever used a cheque or like seen it happening. But I assume that's what the embossed. You were in it as well. Amazing. What is America doing, by the way? You have to sign for all your card payments like a weirdo. America. Also, everything else as well. I hope they fix that, right? But to be fair, they've got a lot of other stuff that maybe needs more attention. But I think Elon Musk's going to fix it all now just by reprogramming everything. I'm sure it'll be fine. I've got full faith in the guy. Sorry, that's not relevant right now. I know, but I'm like fucking raging the last time I got a check. I don't think I've ever received a check. Hello, Pursue. How's it going? Afternoon, troops. Good news. Clear blue sky here. And ironically, you're in Sky. Here. Put on Sky Television as well. First time around, Larry Levin mix playing in the background, pitch down, pew, pew, pew. Sounds like you've got it all figured out, Pursue. Fucking dynamite. What a classic wee 1030 was. I was in the fan club too. Did you have the wee Nasher badge? Dennis the Menace fan club. I think I've still got some of this in my mum's loft somewhere. Right, so here's what you got if you were a member of the Dennis the Menace fan club. Consent to the... This is it. This is what you got. I don't remember this card. I don't think that was in it when I was a child. But I definitely got this. Definitely remember that bit of card. And I remember those badges and I remember that wallet. Oh, here, man. I've just had an idea and I'm trying to think if it's worth articulating my idea into words, because as soon as it's words, I will feel compelled to do it. And I've got a lot on my plate now, but wouldn't it be fucking cool to charge you like a £5 or something like that? And you could join the 1030 fan club and I would have a wee Fred badge that would look like that. And a 1030 badge that would look like that, and like a wee sheet of paper, and like a wee stupid plastic wallet thing. I'm not going to acknowledge it, right? See, just because I've had the idea doesn't mean I need to do it, right? I will put it on the list, and I will put it underneath R2D2, right? See, as soon as R2D2 is done, I will start a 1030 fan club, right? But that would be great. So even if I lose money off it, that would be fucking cool. So can anybody confirm if the embossed text on cards was for the thing? I don't think it's checks, but for the old click-clack machines before magnetic swipe. Ah, right. I just thought that was something to do with checks. So I think we're talking about the same machine. You go like that. I just assumed that was a check thing. I have a corporate card with my work from America. Feels wrong using it in the UK. No pin or signature. They need to get with chip and pin, America. Also, America, sort out the metric system. Metric system's actually really good. Get into it. You don't need to be, you know, left wing or whatever to use centimeters. It's honestly good. Also, right, here is my pitch for Americans, right, who have got a dislike for the metric system because it sounds French or something, and they're scared that they might turn gay if they use centimeters, right? Because now these like fundamentalist Christian Americans are like, no, inches, right? Right? How do you sell the metric system to they guys, right? They're already using it. Guns use the metric system. What bullets have you got there? 9mm. Aha! Aha! Millimeters. Got you bastard. So just use that for everything else. Guns finally are useful. So get in there, man. Use the fucking metric system, you cunts. Sorry. I'm just why don't you use it, but I feel quite strongly about this. So if anybody's got access to any Americans, feel free to use that as a conversational point. Anyway. Worked with the guy who edited the letters page on the Beano. Felt like working with DC Thompson's royalty. Amazing. I knew one of my pals used to work for DC Thompson, but I think they laid off lots of folk or something like that. Didn't they? Does DC Thompson still exist? A wee pepper badge with googly eyes, sign me up. It would be really good, wouldn't it? It'd be fucking really good. Observe the idea like a balloon and let it float away. Aye. I'm on the side of a river. The idea came down like a log. I'll observe it and note it, and I'll just watch it go. There you go. What about the bubble machine? I'm getting to it, Bally. That's before R2D2. Did you hear the creak of my wallet opening there? Streamer, you made words with your mouth and we all heard them, and now it's real, so let's go. I know. Right, okay, so let's stop the CRT project that I've just pitched you for the past hour, and I will open up Adobe Illustrator and I will design a 1030 fan club badge. Let's do that. Jeez. Our graffiti crew name we took from this, Carriage Bash Kids, CBK, is a play on the Bash Street Kids and the Cabbage Patch Kids. That's interesting. You've just outed yourself as the criminal who has written CBK all over where you live. So get him. Get them. Amazing. DC Thompson still exists. They own a heap now. I see. She was working for like a wedding magazine, and I think there was big leads off. Ah, fuck. I've just been asked if I can work on Friday, and I can't work on Friday, but I would really like the shift. Got a doctor's appointment on Friday, and then I've got other stuff. I'd love to, but my apologies, it's too short notice. I've just booked something else in. Freddy, be cool, man. Fred's aggro. Let's look if there's baddies. No baddies. We're fine. Sorry, I'm multitasking. I really had to send that text there because, you know, they give me work. I see DC Thompsons are Tory bastards. Anti-union and layoffs are the brand. I see. I did smell something fishy when Dennis the Menace, right, had a cartoon. Do you remember the cartoon of Dennis the Menace? I was looking forward to that cartoon for ages because I read the Beano and I loved Dennis the Menace. And then one day they announced a cartoon and I was like, ah, fucking brilliant. I'm going to watch that cartoon. And then I sat down to watch it as a wee boy. 2 seconds, I've got a delivery. Basically, he had an English accent. It was out of order. Is the end of that story. Aye, so sat down. It was Fred's food just got delivered. Sat down to watch Dennis the Menace for the very first time. Cartoon. This is great, man. Finally, a wee cartoon for comic strip for Dundee has got the national stage turned into an animated thing. This is brilliant. This is great for Scotland. Finally, I'm getting Scottish representation on my telly. Sat down to watch it. All right, Nasha, what's happening today? And I'm like, no, no. That cunt doesn't sound like he's for Dundee. Let's go down the shops. No! I was greeting. Absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible what they did. Cunts, man. Check it out. Check it out, man. Hellish. Don't get me started on the American Dennis the Menace as well. It's a whole different thing.
Ah, a beautiful Beano Town morning. I can't wait to get to school and hand in my homework.
This is the new one. This is a bit too new, so it wasn't this animation when I was wee. But listen to them.
Princess a big kiss in front of the whole school. Kiss a girl.
Kiss a girl? I'm not Scottish. It's winch. It's not kiss a girl. It's winch a lassie. Dennis. Fucking hell. So I ripped up my Nasher badge and slung it in the bin. I didn't do that. Oh, what just happened there? I heard a boo-da-boo-boo. Avgas, thank you very much for £3 and Ko-fi. Thank you very much for that. And because you did that via Ko-fi, I get every single penny of it. Thank you very much, Avgas, for £3. What a legend. Thank you very, very much. Dearie me. Oh, and I'm just now getting about 6 emails to tell me that that just happened. Thank you very much for that. Dearie me. There's a new cartoon, by the way, my kid watched. Terrible. I know, but I think that's what I just spotted there. So, the cartoon I was talking about is an older one. That looks HD and all stylised and stuff. That Dennis the Menace does not look like the US version. Aye, so I see you. There was a Scottish Dennis the Menace that is different from the American Dennis the Menace. And obviously better. Obviously the Scottish one was better. Until one day they gave him a voice, and it turns out he isn't Scottish after all, and everything that he believed in is a lie. So all my heroes for when I was growing up, Michael Jackson, Dennis the Menace. What have I got left, man? What have I got left? Fucking hell, man. So I think that sort of formed me into the person that I am today. Sorry, that was quite loud. Sorry, that was quite loud. If I remember right, the US and UK Dennis were both copyrighted, apparently. I remember there being an interesting fact about how they can both exist at the same time, but I don't remember what the fact was. So I was going to tell you, and I'm like, no, I don't really know what words to use here. That's maybe it. Both the Dennis the Menaces appeared on the same day, apparently. I think that's it, SSRIs. Let's just make up the facts. I know, wee shed. I'm getting there. I had things to do. I'm discombobulated, get deliveries and all of that. Anyway. It does look better. Our Dennis was always lame. Not funny cartoons, worst movies. It was confusing because the movie of Dennis the Menace with Walter Matthau as Mr. Wilson. That's it. Mr. Wilson. And he's like, "Brr." They tried to make that a thing in the UK, but we were all like, that's no Dennis the Menace. And so it didn't do very well over here. Morph, as far as I know, Morph is still in good standing. Weird coincidence that American one and the Scottish one were first published on the very same day. Cool, Cheeky Nander has confirmed then. That's a good, it's a good fact then. Some about 2 separate films having a premiere on the same day, like your Leibniz and Newton with their calculus. As far as I know, Morph's still cool, man. So, can't really touch at you. Up Loft. I think it's Loft time. Avgas, thank you very much for £3. I appreciate that. I really, really do. When I'm up the Loft, I won't have access to a phone to see the Twitch chat. But I can maybe fix that out. I just burped. It'll take me about 10 minutes to get all the stuff together that I need to go up the Loft, if that's okay. Don't forget the iPad. Thank you, Graham. Loft, loft, loft. To the loft zone. Dun, 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 dun. We're going up the loft. We're going up the loft. It's time to go up the loft. Oh, here, what I should really do, though, is... because there's a problem, see, whenever I'm up the loft or when I'm doing things, if somebody subs or gives bits or whatever, a thing happens where it'll just cut back to this chair down here. So in order to stop that from happening, I just need to do this. B. Dolan, you're a new weird CRT. How's it going, B. Dolan? Listen, Dolan, I need to... I've been putting off talking about it, right? But remember ages ago, I was telling you about a pal that I had, and then he got really into Donald Trump. And then I had to really stop being his pal because he was talking lots of bullshit about people on benefits and stuff like that. And we're like, the fuck? And we tried to get through to him for about 6 months and things, right? And then he just turned out to be a bit of a rotter, man. He just had bad ideas and stuff. And it was mental because I'd been on anti-war marches with him. I'd been on a Palestine demo with him, like when we were children, basically. Anyway, turns out a pal of mine sent through some photos, and the guy who I'm talking about is now handing out leaflets for Friends of Israel. He's proper in deep. And I was going to speak about it on stream, and I'm like, it'll probably just rustle up my jimmies, so maybe I shouldn't. But I don't know why I thought of it when you came in, Dolan. Anyway, right, so I've now got this here on my wrist, so I've now got chat on my wrist. The iPad, I need an iPad. So let's come through here. Fucking handing out leaflets for Friends of Israel. What a fucking loser, man. What an absolute smelly bastard. Did he get radicalised by supplements? Well, what it was he got scared of ISIS. So when he was doing his degree, he didn't actually go in. He's got a degree in astrophysics, right? He should know better. He's a clever guy. But when he was doing his degree, he didn't actually go in to the place and just worked from home. And when he was working from home, he just sat reading stuff about ISIS and got more and more scared that the fucking Muslims were coming to do terror on him. And then he started listening to podcasts by idiots, and then before you know it, he's fucking handing out leaflets for Friends of Israel, and he doesn't have any pals anymore. Fuck him. Anyway, we don't need to worry about stuff like that though, because we've got tiny CRT televisions. We've got tiny CRT televisions. And we're just basically going to have a right lovely time. So in order to get all of this working, I need to turn this on. This is where the magic happens. It's a bit messier than last time, just because I was building a thing and now I'm going to build more things. But in order to get all of this up and running, this is my new stream PC, and once again thanks very much Gibbs for stealing those PCs for me. Let's put this over here. But I'll need to do a bit of tidying up. So today, after I've tasted this, we might have like a loft tidying stream, but before we do that, I want to have a wee look at, what else do I need? The iPad. I want to have a wee look. Where did I put that? Is it down there? Did I bring that iPad up? I grabbed it. I think I then... it's over there, it's over there, it's over there. So this is my setup. I can't quite see the Twitch chat currently. So we click on that. It's definitely needing clicked. Run normally, please. Then, hold on, I'll put you up here just now. I'll stick you here, if you don't mind, like that. Heyo! Turns out I didn't actually use this in the end. Sat and charged it up for absolutely no reason at all. Let's put this here, let's put this here. Is this charged up? It should be. And now, so if I put this over here, this is where this goes. But before I do that, I need to load up the Stream Deck, and with the Stream Deck loaded up, that means that I can change stuff on the computer downstairs, which means that I can change scenes and things. So the scene that I want to change it to is this whole loft scene, and the way we make that happen is by doing that, right? And then it looks like I also maybe need to reconfigure my microphone. This thing's stupid, like, oh god. This is broken years ago, which is why it's in the loft setup. Cool, so I'm getting Twitch chat through here. Brilliant. And then the only other thing that I need to do is maybe go to audio, do that, and then so the Rode microphone should be working. This should be working. So we've maybe got an audio issue. So if I go from where you are to... Nah, I can't take you downstairs actually. I can't take you back downstairs. So we need audio, and we don't have audio for some reason. Do I have to go into like Windows separate audio? Oh come on, man. So I need this microphone to work. That's kind of a big part of the full thing. Is having this microphone here working, which it should do until you turn off your computer and then turn it back on, and then sometimes it doesn't work. Right. Allow apps to access your microphone. Aye, of course. Why wouldn't I want that? So it's saying that OBS Studio is currently using my microphone. Okay. But it appears to not really be working. What if I pick default? Nah. What if I go back into it and choose microphone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, bang, 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 bang. Oh ho ho. No mics are being used here. I mean, I could try just showing you the setup, right? So I've got a feeling that when I do this, you won't be able to hear me. Let's just confirm or deny that. If I'm here, and then I press aha, it's here, isn't it? So if I'm here, so I've got a good feeling, so this will go blank for a bit, and then probably you'll be able to see me in the loft, but probably you won't be able to hear me, and then for that point I'll be communicating with you via like hand gestures, right? 2 wee seconds.
Can you see me? Can you see me? Yes. Can you hear me? Muffled audio. Alright. Interesting. Is the audio coming from here? Or here? Or like over there? Muffled and white noise. Over there. Okay. Right, 2 wee seconds. Hello, Mary Biscuits. Hello, Mary Biscuits! So I'm trying to get this mic working just now. And
so, aye, that should be us. Hiya. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Computers are weird, innit? Computers are weird. Video is black now, what about now? Yes. Many fingers I'm holding up. You're fully back. Hiya. So, for anybody who hasn't seen this loft setup, I can now do this. And then that can do this. Eh? That's good, isn't it? Uh-oh, spilled my oil. There's been an oil spillage. Also, right, check this out, man. Check this out. Eh? That's cool, isn't it? But see, if I want to get kind of serious and talk to you like real deal stuff and lean in and speak to you properly, I can do this. And look at that. You're still getting a 1080p signal. It's not as if I'm upscaling any stuff. Hello, Pickle B. How's it going? Hello, Pickle B. So here's a thing. When Pickle B just raided, did it cut to the downstairs chair and give a bubble blast to an empty chair? I don't think so. I think everything's all working good. No chair? Fucking yes, man. Check us out, man. Tapping my belly in excitement. Pickle B, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome in. How's it going? Hello Raiders. If you don't know me, I'm 1030. I'm sound as fuck, by the way. My pronouns are he, him. And as I said, I'm sound as fuck, so you should basically follow me. I can do stuff like this. Oh, like that. Also, I can do stuff like this. Look, I've got stuff here. And then that can do that as well. Oh. And then I can do this. Eh? What's about all of that? Also, I forgot, I can even do this. Hiya. What's happening? How's it going? And then this looks a bit bad if I do this. So I won't do that a lot. But if I'm here, right, and then I want to maybe go and get some components from the drawers behind me, I can do this. All the things. All the things. Also, see if I just want to move to another place, I can do this, which isn't a Roman salute, it's just a thing for the camera to be able to... Then I can do this, look. I can just fucking move about and all that. Eh? Could be like this. I could do all of that and all of that. Anyway, so I need to reset that. Unfortunately, I need to give this gesture. Pepper, it's okay. It wasn't. It was just a hand gesture. It was fine. I know. But you're a dog. You don't understand all the. You do have a point. I know. Pepper's no very. Forgot what camera I'm looking at. Pepper's no very happy about that. So, Pepper's just trying to warn me about getting cancelled, 100%. What I'm doing today, though, everybody, is... Pepper, grow up! That worked. No, I know what you're saying. I know, just calm down, buddy, okay? It'll be fine. I know. So, today, right, today's mission is... Sorry, I just hit the mic. Today's mission is to work with... Didn't go in the bin either. To work with these. Look at that, man. So I've got two of these. These are CRT televisions, believe it or not. Right? And they are cool, and they've just arrived, got them off of eBay, and I'm using these to create an escape room. Look, let's see how they look here. Look at that. Or well, let's zoom in a wee bit, because I've got the ability to do that. There you go, look at that, man. Hoyo. What? Look at that, man. Pepper has become ungovernable. Aye, 100%. I took her a wee walk today, so she should fucking be chilled out. Oh, also, I installed a light here. So that's slightly better, isn't it? You got games in your CRTs. I saw somebody use one of these to make like a Game Boy sort of device. And it looked as if it took him fucking months. There's a wee bit of oil on my desk there. Never you mind how dirty my desk is. And it didn't look very good in the end. But if anybody wants to watch somebody turn one of these into a Game Boy, there's a guy on YouTube that did it. And it's like a fun project and stuff. But I'm glad he did it so that I don't have to. You know what I mean? Anyway, I should have really cleared up a spot here. So the objective for today is... to get this CRT working alongside a wee miniature camera. So I've got this wee camera here, which is also standard definition, right? And the vibe is, I've been asked to build an escape room intercom device, right? So it's for an escape room that is themed kinda like an Alien film, right? So you're on a spaceship, and all the powers went down on the spaceship. Oh no. And to get the hyperdrive back in system overload fixed, they need to solve all the puzzles in the escape room. And if they get stuck, right, there should be a system for them to ask for help for one of the staff members. But instead of just being like that, staff member, we're stuck on this spaceship. Cleverly, they've figured it all out so that the staff member is dressed up like somebody else in a different spaceship, right? So instead of just like kicking your head out the door and going to reception, we're stuck, we don't know what to do. What they're going to do is go over to a comms station on the wall, lift up a phone handset, and contact another spaceship. And so an actor in another spaceship will then do a video chat with them. And the way that that's all set up is via some very clever jiggery pokery from a thing that I haven't quite made yet. And so I'm going to do it today. So there were all sorts of different ideas that I've had for this, and I've considered and discarded two separate ideas involving like Wi-Fi webcams. The fuck was that? It sounded like somebody just blew their nose downstairs. Honestly, sounded like somebody just went. Hello? I'm going to just ignore it, right? Just going to ignore it and hope for the best. But that's maybe why Pipper was... Alright, Taffman, how's it going? I need to see... It wasn't a dog sneeze, it was like a big man sneeze. A jiggery pokey you in the eye, mate. Well, fucking like to see you try, Taff. This isn't a Halloween stream, there's no payoff. Have we got a blanket to hide under? Nah, actually, I do. We're fine. Tool up. Seriously though, if you come to my house and you sneeze, whoever you are, stab you in the fucking throat, man. Anyway. So what we're going to do is, check this out, boom shakalaka, overhead camera, can fucking zoom in as well at this wee CRT. So there are these wires that are coming off the CRT over here. There are wires coming off the CRT over there. There are wires that are coming off the CRT over here. This one and this one is for power, right? And then this one and this one is for the video signal. First couple are for power, and the second couple are... Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. First couple are for power, right? And then the second couple are for video. Keep watching. And so what we need to do then is plug these into a 12 volt power supply, and then we need to plug these into the video signal that's coming out of this somehow, and then we need to plug this also into the 12 volt power supply, and then it'll all be working and everything's magical. Is what's happening. That needs... It's not a Nazi salute. That needs to stay there. There we go. Now it shouldn't follow me. Is it still following me? Why are you following me? Now it shouldn't follow me. There we go. So that's what's happening, everybody. Hello, Thomas Greggs. Welcome in. How's it going? I need to contact you about a special project. But I'm pure overwhelmed this weather with all my tasks and all that. But I will get back to you. I've not been dinging you intentionally. So that's what's happening. So what's happening is try to connect this boy here to that boy here, and the end of the stream today should be, you should see the output of this video on this tiny CRT screen. It's adorable, isn't it, this wee tiny CRT monitor? Look at how thin it is. So this is old new stock, and it's cool, man. So what do we need for this to happen? Well, I need some components from the parts bin. So let's go over. I need some, oops, some of these, and some of these. That was easy. That was easy to find. So basically, what it is, actually, no. Actually, maybe I'll show you what I'm thinking. So this camera here, right, sends video via this, right, which is a female RCA connector. And I've got some soldery boys here. I think they're all white, but the colour doesn't matter. So these things here are useful for making your own analog video machines and systems. I was thinking I could just plot one of them into here, but I don't have a coupler for that, right? So I need an RCA cable. As it happens, I do have an RCA cable. However, it's 20 meters long, right? So I've maybe got another one kicking about the studio somewhere, but for the time being, let's just use the one that's 20 meters, right? So we've got that set up. What I also need to set up is, right, hold on, let's think about this. I need to power both devices, okay? And to power these devices is via this for the webcam, right? So this should go to 12 volts, okay? And a way of achieving that is to maybe just slot this into here. Will that fit? Yeah, boy! And so that there, I can just plug into my 12 volt power supply that I've got on the desk in front of me. And I suppose at the same time, I could plug this into here, right? So what I need is my wire strippers, which are in a box downstairs. They're in a box downstairs. How do I show you me going downstairs? I think I need to do this. I will disappear for just a second, then I'll come back. Hi-oh, am I back? Need to do that. Am I back? We all good? The box of stuff's on. There we go. What's wild is the name RCA is almost 100 years old. Interesting. Here, I'm getting quite good at juggling OBS running on 2 different computers with about 12 different cameras and 2 iOS devices. I'm getting quite good at juggling it all about. I mean, it doesn't exactly look effortless yet, but getting to be no bad at it. So downstairs I've got one of these boxes that's got all my cable stuff in it. So we need to go and get that. I know exactly where it is. It'll take 10 minutes. It won't even. It'll take 2 minutes. Here it is. Do I need any of that stuff? You might as well see my stuff. Don't need any of that stuff. But I need everything that's in here. So I'll put you on this box. Then I will lift the box and take it upstairs. Okie dokie. So now, once again, I'm going to disappear, but just for a fraction of a second, and then I'll be back. Oh, we're back. Everything working? You hear and see me and all of that? No? Oh, there we go. Good, 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 good. Right. So I think I've now got everything that I need to do the thing, if you're into it. We need my wire strippers, which look like this. And so we need to strip some wires from here. And we can maybe do all of these at once. I didn't meet the sneeze man. Yes, Harold Spark. So I'm in the middle of, although one of the R2 units I've been building since I was 11 years old. And instead of finishing it, I started building a second one that's 3D printed. I'll get round to them any minute now. Any day now we will finish R2D2. I was one of the original members on the R2D2 Builders Club. So I'm awfully glad I've got proper wire strippers now, man. I used to do this with my teeth. There we go. And let's just pick up these wee bits and put them in the bin like a responsible person. Okay. And then what we're going to do, having decent tools makes such a difference. Oh, it absolutely does. It absolutely does. I've been wanting a workshop for most of my life. Since I was at least 11 years old when I started building this R2D2. And it's only after moving into this house that I've actually got room to not even just work, just take stuff out of boxes, you know. It's incredible. I do need to clean up this this loft a wee bit. But I'll get round to that. So, apparently, according to the pinout that was on eBay, this black wire is positive 12 volts. And this red wire is ground, which is counterintuitive. You wouldn't think that, would you? But here we are. So what I'm going to do is plug the black wire into positive 12 volts, like this. And plug the red wire into ground. Okay. So that should now be the CRT powered. And in addition to that, I need to plug in this wee webcam thing. And then you should be able to swap the crimps around the connector house. Nah, I don't need to do that. We're all good. We're all good. I'll just set up like that. It should be alright. I need to connect this, right? Because this also requires 12 volts. So let's plug that in. And I wonder if I've got any just wire around here that should do the job. Say just this, just some spare wire. Should do the job. So let's get this crimped. Not crimped. Thingweed. You know what I'm on about. I've lost my words. So it turns out it needs to be a wee bit stronger than what it was. Oh, that's gorgeous. And then like this. That's more or less gorgeous. Just get one extra wee bit that I need to fix. Stripped, there you go. Well, maybe this particular tool's a bit shite. There's one wee bit of wire here that's failing to strip. There we go. There we go. Job done. Now, what I'm going to do is just use the black and the red, because this is just a temporary setup to make sure it all works. But might as well use the black and the red for power and ground. I don't know if this gauge of wire would be good actually for a 12 volt power, but fuck it. Okay, and then we're going to split these up as well. Don't know if you can entirely see what I'm doing here, but I'm just splitting up. What if I do it over here? Can you see that better? Don't know. Let's do that there. So I've no idea if this is going to work. I think this device is quite old. Might even be like 90s old. And it's never been used. So it's new, old stock. And who knows if it's going to blow up. Also, who knows if the wiring diagram on eBay was correct, because the colour of the wires would suggest that it isn't. What I need to do now is find a wee screwdriver, and I think these ones will do. I need to tidy up as well. Yes, these ones will do here. So basically what I'm doing is just putting cables, or putting the wee wires into here, so that the, well, I need a slightly bigger one, so that the webcam is getting 12 volts. I don't have the correct size screwdriver here, so we'll need to look over here. This one will do. But this is quite exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. Either there might be a big bang. Hopefully there isn't a big bang. I could be doing with no failures. Okie dokie. So that side is positive. So let's put the positive in here. Like that. And then we will screw that up. And then let's put the negative in here, and we will screw that up as well. Bit footery. Slightly footery. But that's going in there. Oh, also, I've got a microscope up here as well. If we need to look at anything up close that is small. This screwdriver isn't also the right size, but I'm making it work. Right, so we've got red and black going into there and there. So let's put them in the corresponding bits on the power supply. So we've got red here. Like that. Can I might need to twist these together actually. So we'll twist them together and then alligator clip it. Like that, just for a bit of security. Like so. Okie dokie. And then on the black one is just ground. So that is that. Hope I'm doing this right. Hope to hang I'm doing this right. Otherwise it might just go pop. And if it does go pop, we will find out in just a few minutes. What I need to do is wire up the video out. And we should be able to do that without any bother. So currently, I've not switched it on, but currently the CRT is receiving power if I turn it on. And currently this webcam is receiving power if I turn it on. However, we won't see the output of the webcam on the CRT because there isn't a connection for the video signal to go from one to another. So let's create that connection just now. And a way of creating that connection would be maybe to solder these bits onto this. Right, Right, so this here is an RCA. I think this is what we'll do. I was going to sort of do it a kind of bad version first, but this is an RCA female connector. So if you've got a cable like this, you can plug that in. You know what I mean? Like that. But in order to make this work properly, I need to solder on these wires to the correct bits on the back of this. And let's look to see if I can figure out where the correct bits are. There should be a bit for like a ground and a... Aye, so I'm assuming the ground is the sleeve and the signal is that bit that's popping out here. I'm assuming that's what's going down. So let's just make that assumption. Let's commit that assumption. So the ground will be soldered onto this. So let's switch on the solder iron. This is exciting, man. This is quite exciting. And since I've disassembled this, I don't quite know how to put it back together, so I'll reference another one, right? So what I'm going to do is solder the ground onto that. That'll be awfully footery. So let's put it through and just sort of twist it together first. Like so. I'm assuming you lot know what the word footery means. And let's put this here. I need some helping hands, really. Especially if I'm doing this with an audience. I need to look as if I know what I'm on about. I've switched on the danger machine, the Burnie boy. I've got the Burnie pencil just right here. Aye, footery means finicky. Thomas Greggs, you know what footery means. Right, let's put this here. And then let's just solder this. Like that. Job done. And I'm just inhaling all the solder fumes, even though I've got an extractor edges right here. Right, so that's the ground wired up. Easy peasy, everything's great. And now what I need to do is wire up the actual signal bit. So will I just put this through here? How do you wire things onto there? It's like a cup. I think you call that bit a cup. So what I'll do is put a bit of solder on it first. Right. Clean this off, right. And then, where's my solder? Is this solder? Aye, fuck it. Use that. So I'll put a wee bit of solder here. And I really could be doing with some helping hands here, but hey ho. There we go, so I've got a tiny wee bit of solder on here. And then, well, maybe we should tin the actual wire as well. Maybe we should tin the wire, just breathing in tons of solder fumes, that's fine. Just breathing it right in. There we go, tin the wire. And then, might want to put the ground ring on first before you solder the signal wire. Do you know what? I absolutely do. Absolutely do. Right, so let's see how this works. So, and I'm assuming that's the ground. That is the ground, isn't it? So basically you get one of these, that bit goes there, and then you put like these washers on, I think. Like that. Then you put the ground ring on like that. Nah, surely you put that on. 2 seconds, I've got one here that isn't actually disassembled. So where's all this shit go? So you put on the washer with the thing in it. Why is the ground ring, it doesn't really make contact. The ground ring, the way I'm looking at it just now, the ground ring isn't making any well, I suppose it is to the screw bit. No, the ground ring looks absolutely isolated from like all the metal bits. So I'm not too sure if this is right, I'll be honest with you. Ground ring just looks as if it's floating. And I'm expecting that should be touching the sleeve, you know, the screw of the bit. But if that's sitting in its right place, the ground ring isn't touching in, which I don't think that's right. So the ground ring I think should be making contact. So I think the way these were put together in the factory is maybe just for shipping purposes. I think the ground ring should be making contact there. But I might be wrong because I've not really used these before. So let's do that. Let's just try it out. Dump the washers. Well, that's what I'm thinking of. Let's screw that in. Why is that not going all the way in? I think these are quite cheap. So the nut is only going on so far, but there isn't anything that looks as if it should restrict it. The nut's only going on that far. What the fuck? Jesus Christ. Oh, come on to fuck. I'll try a different one just in case there's like a manufacturing difficulty with this. Put that over there. This is the last component that I need to solder. And if everything's soldered good, then the rest of this should work easy peasy. And I should just be able to plug it all in. So that there makes contact with that, I would assume. And then I'll dump the washers and just use this. Will that thread down all the way? Aye, that's threading down all the way, there we go. However, turns out I do need the washers just so that it does make contact with the bottom. Let's just put a couple in here. Sorry if you can't quite see what I'm doing. It's not really ground, it's negative. Aye. Sorry, I'm using the word ground. Let's put this here. But even then, like the way they came assembled, it was just floating. Didn't have anything happening. Wasn't touching anything, so I might have wired this bit up incorrectly, but no biggie. If I wire this incorrectly, it just means we won't receive video signal. Whereas if I wired the power incorrectly, that might release the magic smoke. Okay, what I need to do now is just solder that onto that, and then plug it in, and we will be good to test. It's fucking fun, this, isn't it? It's really good. Right. And so the objective of today is to see the output of this wee video camera here on that CRT monitor there. Can't you just bear and twist the wires coming out of the camera? No, because that's got this on it, and I don't really want to snip that off just now, because I'm going to, in the actual installation, I'm going to be using proper RCA connectors. Just temporarily tack that in here like this, just as long as it's making a connection, I'll be happy. There you go. Remember tip, 10-year tip, keep your tip clean. Very important to keep your tip clean, lads. Oh, I could hardwire it completely for security. I could, but right now I'm just trying to diagnose, or not even diagnose, just sort of test it out. Okay, let's double triple check that everything is groovy here. We have got 12 volts going into this camera, and the positive is going into positive, the negative is going into the negative. All of that is great. Let's just hide the free wires that I don't need over here. Okay, next up we have got the power going into here, and counterintuitively the positive is black and the negative is red. That's just the way it is according to the eBay data sheet, and let's hide them over there. Okay, so then we've got the video signal, and the pin is going to here, and the outer bit is going to here, and I believe all of that is correct and all good. So the only thing that we're needing to do now is plug an RCA cable, one into the camera. This unfortunately is a 20-meter long RCA cable, and I'm just going to leave it coiled up, so there might be a lot of sort of video interference and all of that. So I'm going to plug that side into here, and then this side into here. So all our wiring should now be good. However, it's not working because it's not plugged in, right? So I'm going to apply power, but even when I apply power, you won't see anything out of here until I footer about with some of these. Nobody wants a drippy tip, 100%, 100%. So I think I'm ready to apply power now, lads. This is quite exciting. I've done all my checks, we're all good. Who dares me to turn it on? Do you dare me to turn it on? This is it. This is the climax of the full stream, man. I'm going to turn it on. Is it going to go bang? Is it going to work perfectly? Find out right here live. I'm a bit scared as well. Stand back. Can he, mate? Can he? Right, let's go for it. Let's go for it. I'm fear. Okay, so let's plug my power on. It beeped. It beeped again. So 12 volts. And then the way you apply power is pressing that button. Cool. So my power supply is drawing 6 amps. And look at this. So that's the first that's been switched on in a good couple of years. Or if at all. I don't think this has been switched on at all. Right? So that's cool that at least the beam's working. Here, am I tripping? Or I don't know if you can see that, but it's like it's vibrating when I'm speaking. Do. Do you see that? Do. Which is making me think, alright, do you want to know why that's happening? Because I've got the audio of the camera. I've got the audio of the camera plugged into the video signal. So that's not supposed to be like that. Let's plug the video into the video signal. That was after I triple checked everything. Silly. Right, so now the video is plugged into that, and I can actually see noise. So I'm looking at this on the stream output, and you're seeing, like, you know, that sort of band up there. I'm not seeing that in real life, so you don't need to worry about that. That's all cool. But I'm seeing video noise, which is tremendous, because if I just remove this bit from the lens, I'm seeing a fucking image. Unfortunately, you can't really see that on the output. I'm seeing an approximate image. So I need to focus the camera. And this is it going through bloody... Freddy, I know, pal, it's alright. This is it going through 20 metres of cable, which is great. So I'm trying to just focus. If I go up close, can you see my nose hair? Like, that's my nose hair. I don't think you can see my nose hair there. Could you see that? So, I'm assuming if I do this, it will change the focus. Can all see the flashing on the screen? Right, well, I'll try and rectify that. So it's the focus on this really requires... Oh, mate, this looks class, man. So I wonder if I could tilt this or orientate it in a way that you can't see a thing. Oh, this is disappointing. I wonder if maybe on my phone you would be able to see it. So let's get this set up here. So, listen, the story is it's bloody working fantastic. And it's quite happy going through 20 metres of cable as well. I'm going to try and use my phone, right? So if I go to here, I'm going to disappear for just a second, right? And then when I come back, you'll be looking at it through my phone. Heyo! So we're back. Hope you can hear and see me. Hiya! So it's still flashing like fuck here. And I think that's just because of frame rates or some sort of technology or whatever. But see, in person, this flashing doesn't happen. A wee bit annoying, isn't it? So I wonder if I could change the auto exposure to stop all of that from happening. You can see it just a wee bit now, but check this out. We now have... Man, that flashing's really off-putting. I'll try and make it at least small on the screen so that you don't... You know what I mean? I wish there was a way to adjust the exposure on the camera, but if I just move it about here, you hear a high-pitched whine. Oh, aye, you might do actually, because it's a real CRT. This is delightful. It looks amazing in person as well. So what we've discovered here is, it fucking works. It doesn't work that good if your objective is to film it with a camera, but absolutely trust me, it's working good here. I wonder, see if I turn this on and just play about with the brightness of the scene. Maybe like a refresh. That looks up. No, it doesn't. Here. I'm happy with this. Thank you, Picklebee. Thank you very much, Picklebee. So unfortunately, you're not getting the full effect, but see, sitting here looking at it in person, oh, it's good. Oh, it's good going. I wonder how I can tune that. So if I take this, basically, and set it up. Aye, so if you're over a certain age, you won't be able to hear the high-pitched whine. Am I back? Sorry, I accidentally locked my phone there while trying to put it in the cable. If I'm back, can somebody type 1, 2, 3 in chat, please? So let's put this over here. Thank you. And let me adjust things. So there's potentiometers that allow me to control the brightness and stuff. So let me adjust them and see if I can alleviate the flickering. So I'm adjusting the potentiometers. They're not doing a thing, man. Not doing a thing. Like that. And then I can adjust these potentiometers. Not doing a thing. Apparently, look at that. I wish you could see this, but I've got a magnetic screwdriver, and just by waving it over the top, I'm getting like a mad distortion on the picture. Oh, this is cool. I really wish it showed up better than what it does. But see, to my peepers that I'm peeping it with, it's cool gear. That's loud as fuck, really? As in, I shouldn't be streaming it that loud. Let me have a wee look at these potentiometers. Alright, so there's a brightness there. No fine, but the neighbour is busy moving the lawn. Alright. I check out all the young people in chat with working ears. So that can stretch that way. So right now I'm just digging in here with a screwdriver. And you can adjust the image. Oh, look at that. Like so. Sorry, it's so... Oh, look at that. Look. That's better. Worse again. Worse again. Worse. Let's have a wee look over here, see what this one does. That's a bad one. That's a bad one, whatever that one is. And then, what about this one? Oh, sort of dunce me that way. There's a smell of old electronics that's actually quite cool. But I'm really happy with this, man. See, for the price of them as well. Cool, so that's a sort of keystone thing. Maybe you shouldn't be as up close. And then this one as well. Aye, that's to sort of adjust that around there. Amazing. Aye, this looks fucking class, man. It looks really, really good. And once again, regrettably, you can't really see it. I wonder if I can change... What if I do this? Nah, it's more or less the same. Ah, it's more or less the same. So I can't tune it in to a point where it's alleviating the flicker, but that's just for you. You know what I mean? In person and in the context of the escape room, the flicker stuff will be absolutely grand. Cool. So this was an absolute resounding success. I would say I'm really, really happy with this. I'm a wee bit para about poking around the inside of a CRT telly with a screwdriver when it's switched on, because we shouldn't really be doing that. Also, I've just got a massive dun of deja vu. And it's that strong that it's making me consider, is my brain trying to tell me something here? This is where you die unless you stop poking about on the inside of a CRT telly with a screwdriver. This is great. Absolutely, absolutely great. Oh, look at that. That's so cool. I really wish you didn't see the flicker. And then I'll maybe undistort this. Like that. No, that's far too distorted. I'll undistort that like that. Ayo! Oh, it'd be wonderful if you didn't see the flicker. But listen, see, for the use of what's it called? Fucking escape room use. This is fine and it works bloody brilliant. And I'm really, really happy with it. I'm really, really happy with this as a working thing. So let's set up here like that. And then will we go back to the overhead camera? Just, whoops! Fuck. I dropped you. Sorry about that. I'm going to go back to the overhead camera. I'll pause here for just a second and then I'll be back. Hello, I think you can see me now. And then if I do this, And then do this. Ah, you just absolutely can't see a thing for the overhead one, can you? What if I turn this off? I absolutely can't see a thing for the overhead one. Ah well, that's a wee shame because it looks fucking cool, man. What if I footer about with these on the overhead? Nothing. It looks wild. Absolutely wild. So that's just for keystone and stuff like that. That's to do that. I've got this one over here to do that. And this one, there's no point in really doing this on stream because you can't see the output, and I wish you could because it looks gorgeous. Gorgeous. That doesn't work. This one. Aye, you can maybe kind of see it now. But no great. What about that one? That one's like a brightness. Brightness contrast. Anyway. Oh, and I'll try these as well. Nah, they're not really doing anything. Cool. So, they're not doing anything. The end result is that everything is a resounding success and everything is absolutely brilliant, and we've won. We've absolutely won. We've absolutely won. It's tomorrow's world. Today! Cool. So what I need to do then is, now that I know that this is a viable solution, basically just fix all of this nonsense and create two separate channels so that we've got two cameras feeding into two monitors. Then I need to get all the audio working between the two of them. And then I need to get the switches working. But it's reassuring to see that this video signal is going through 20 meters of cable as well. Oh, and then I need to 3D print like a big mount for it, because all of this needs to switch onto the wall. So it'll go on a wall and just be like a space station thing. But I'm very, very excited about all of that. Cool. Okie dokie. Right, now that that's all working and done and perfect, let's remove power. And I'll be downstairs in just a wee second, so stay where you are. Heyo, how's it going? Picklebee, once again, thank you very much for raiding. And Cherry Buns, thank you very much for gigifying, gigantifying the emote, or whatever that is. Deary me. Does it have to fit into a specific era or style of space station design? Not really, Martin. It's very... there's lots of different design influences that are working in the escape room just now. So I think with the rough thing that I've got in mind, it'll fit in with what it is. I'm quite happy with it all. Oh, I'm so glad that was a lot easier than what I was worried it was going to be. Hey, listen everybody, that's me achieved what I want to do for today. So thanks very much for coming in. I'm going to raid one of my most favourite people ever. It's only bloody B. Dolan who was in chat earlier on. Thanks very much for helping me throughout all of that. Now that I know that that's working, it's given me the knowledge to figure out the rest of that side of the project, which I'm going to go and do just now. I also need to tidy up because the place is a fucking mess and Rachel's going to be home really soon. Thanks very much for coming in. My name's James Houston and Houston's Boostin'. That's me done everything I want to do except from the magic trick, which is this. But we're talking like 8 out of 10, 10 out of 10. I'm really glad I didn't die as well, Rhinoceros, 100%. Listen, give B Dolan a big 1030 welcome. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. And I'll see you in there. I will be in his chat when I'm finishing up all this project. And might see you tonight. Might see, well, I'll see you tomorrow if I don't see you tonight. If I see you through the window, if I don't see you, I don't even know what that saying is. See you later. Love you. Bye. Bye. If I don't see you through the week, I'll see you through the window.
We'll use this illumination record to get the
Let's all go over to B Dolan.